If I was gonna run a nutrition challenge to kickstart the new year, or even get new people interested in my coaching services, here's exactly what I would do. And make sure to watch till the end of the video where I give you an insider's view on the most successful nutrition challenge that I ever ran, making tens of thousands of dollars just in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that. But first off, you are not going to get rich through nutrition group coaching challenges. That doesn't mean that they're not useful or helpful, but that shouldn't be the main aim of a group nutrition challenge. They can supplement your coaching income, but they're not going to be the main component. The main goal of a group nutrition challenge should be to warm people up to your one-on-one coaching services. That's where you want them to go. Here's what you may be thinking. You may be thinking if you have a low cost offer, it's going to be easier to sell and you're going to get more people in. But first off, let's do the math here. Let's say you offer this challenge for $50 to $150 for 4 to 8 weeks. Do you have any idea how many people you need to get signed up for this thing to make a professional wage? It's a lot. You need 10 to earn $500, 20 to earn $1,000, 40 to make $2,000, and of course that's good money. But it's not going to replace a professional wage, and it's not going to be the amount of money that it could be if you did things correctly. Plus, do you have 40 leads right now? Do you have 40 people knocking on your door looking to work with you? Probably not, and that's okay. But to pull this off as your main source of income, you're going to have a big following or a big audience, and for many that's just not the case. And there's also a few bigger issues here, namely you might be avoiding selling something more expensive because you don't think it's worth it. And the bigger issue, you end up doing similar amounts of coaching individually in order to make it work. Similar service, similar energy and effort, with more people that may not value your coaching to the same level that they would if it was more expensive. Number 2, try not to individualize it for all participants. For something low cost, let's say between $50 to $150 for weeks, you can't justify doing the exact same thing you would do in your normal coaching. Sure, you still want to deliver results and offer something valuable regardless of the price, and you want to do a good job, but you just can't do it in the same capacity that you would do in your one-on-one nutrition coaching. I'm telling you this because I've done it. And I'm someone that doesn't mind putting my head down and working hard, but it's just not gonna work well because you're gonna get burnt out and you're gonna get resentful, among other reasons we're gonna discuss in a second. But here's how you can deliver the coaching in a group capacity. You can deliver the coaching by answering questions and offering support individually, but only in a way that you're doing it so it's more scalable. For example, you can deliver the coaching in a group coaching call for 30 minutes every week through Zoom or through Facebook, but not doing normal individualized check-ins for every participant. Or another example, you could create broad action items that every participant needs to follow on a weekly basis. For example, during week 1, all male participants are going to aim to eat 155 grams plus of protein every day, or 105 plus grams of protein if you're female. Something more customizable for each and every participant needs to be more expensive. It needs to be more valuable. And of course, you want to over deliver, you want to do a good job, but you can't do the exact same thing you would do in your one-on-one coaching, or it's going to be impossible to get people to the next step, to the upsell, because you'll have attracted people that want something at a lower cost or a deal. And at this point, there won't be anything that's bigger and better coming up next, which is where you're going to make most of your money and grow your business. So you can't win. You'll just end up with a bunch of people who are asking when the next challenge is going to be run, instead of them signing up for what you want them to be signing up for, which we're going to talk about next. Point 3, make it obvious that there's a next step. Remember, you want to run a challenge to get more clients into your one-on-one coaching after the challenge that they're going through is done. And the easiest way to do this, the easiest way to make this transition, is to talk about the next step all the way through the challenge. So when you're talking about success or action steps, make sure that you're using examples from your one-on-one clients. For example, let's stick with the protein action item for a second. Instead of just telling your participants to eat 155 grams of protein every day, which they're gonna wanna do if they wanna get leaner and stronger, and many of them currently probably aren't eating that much. Instead of just telling them go do it, highlight the story of a client that you're already working with or have worked with that was in a similar situation. One of the ones paying you more in the next step. So don't say eat more protein, but do say this is the exact situation that my client Tim found himself in before we started working together one-on-one. He was barely eating enough protein, less than 100 grams of protein per day, and he was struggling to lose fat and to gain muscle. But through our work together in one-on-one nutrition coaching, we worked on one simple strategy of including 30 grams of protein every time he ate, and boom, magic happened. Months later, he was 20 pounds leaner and looking great. Talk about the opportunity to work with you individually, early and often, and don't just wait until the last week of the challenge. If you talk about it all the way through and start setting that expectation that there is a next step, people won't be surprised. They'll know that the pitch is coming and they'll be much more ready to take on the next step, and they might even sign up with you earlier, especially when they have unfinished business. And this next step will make it even more likely that they sign up with you. Point number 4, make it fun and make it specific. A low-cost challenge is the perfect way to showcase your coaching skills and what working with you would look like, which means you want to make it fun. Do things that highlight your personality and get people bought in. You can even incentivize their participation by getting local vendors involved and getting some prizes on a weekly basis, maybe a grand prize for the entire challenge. This is a great way to keep people pushing and bought in and talking about your services. Make it fun and give back and build a community that are eager to support you. One other aspect that's going to boost registration is making sure that the challenge has a specific payoff. If you make the challenge too general, like improving healthy habits, you're going to be aiming at everyone and end up hitting no one. Make the payoff for getting involved and signing up and doing the challenge much more specific, like a fat loss jumpstart challenge where participants will lose 5 pounds over 5 weeks. When you tie in a benefit, people can clearly see why they would join because they see the potential of where the challenge can take them. Get specific and pick a payoff like fat loss or improving your bench press strength or your sleep, or a challenge around a specific activity like walking in steps or zone 2 cardio. Get specific because that's what will get people interested. And if you're not sure what that payoff should be, you could always ask people. Ask people what they want before you create it, which brings me to my next point. Point 5, get your existing clients involved. These challenges, they're not just for new people. Sometimes your most long-standing clients, they need a kick in the pants. Invite them in and get them involved. It's a good way to get their friends and family in the mix and create an additional aspect of accountability that they might be lacking in one-on-one coaching. Remember, not everything that we do is for new people. It's also to validate to our existing clients why they're still hanging around. Get them involved and invite them in. And that's it, folks. Don't run a group nutrition coaching challenge without considering these points first. Before I wrap up, I wanted to make sure I highlighted some of my best challenges that I've run in the past. Back when I was a full-time nutrition coach and partnered with a gym called Synergy Strength, we ran a yearly challenge called the Summer Shred every year in the springtime. It was fat loss focused, and over the years we tried different spins and approaches, but the most successful one was in 2019. One of the big reasons why it was so successful is we created a big buzz around it, included prizes, and kept the price moderate. I think it was $120 for 8 weeks. On a weekly basis, we did a weekly challenge that participants would get points for if they stuck with it. We had around 160 people sign up with great participation all the way through. And the big reason was because there was a $500 cash prize at the end for the best transformation. Now, what made it a bit tough to run was that there was an in-body scan that we offered at the beginning and the end of the program, which was great because it gave us a lot of amazing information like fat mass and lean body mass at the beginning and at the end to see what worked well. But I also had to do all of those manually and meet with people, which I like doing, but it was exhausting, especially since we just had our first child that was a month old. Now, if you're running the numbers here based on the participants, there's around $18,000 in revenue, which after you take away some costs and the prizes, around a net of $15,000, which is good money, but there was also a lot of work involved. But I kid you not, where this was the most helpful for our business and our coaching team was the fact that we generated around 30 to 40 one-on-one nutrition clients from the challenge, which has a much bigger financial impact, especially long-term with less work up front. These challenges can be a great way to market your nutrition coaching business, but you need to do them the right way. Hope that helps for when you plan a group nutrition coaching challenge. Now, as great as all those tips are, if you're really serious about starting a nutrition coaching business, the next thing I'm gonna have you do is check out this video I've linked up right here. Today, we talked all about different types of coaching and the structure. And the one thing you need to understand is how to price all of these. And you're gonna learn how to price your nutrition coaching right here. So check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video.